Okay, let's see here. I think we're live and we're going. I'm just going to give it a couple minutes to kind of get set up here, or a minute to get set up. I do not have you know what? I wonder if I should video file. Yeah, it looks like we got some people. We're just going to give people a moment or so. Normally I do like a live stream kind of introduction. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll just go ahead and do that real quick. Just give people an option. That doesn't show up. There we go. Give people a moment to set up here. Yes. All right. Let's see if we can remove that. And then, yeah, where'd my camera go? There we go. Yeah. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. Digging it. Sorry, guys. Still really kind of getting used to the StreamYard software. And that's kind of cool, though. Yeah, thought I'd give everyone just a second to kind of get in and connected. Looks like I'm unmuted. The mic's coming through just fine. Camera's coming through. Okay, great. Couple of quick announcements. Let's see, where are my notes at here? Let's pull those up. Guys, earthquakes. Yeah, man, that was epic. Last night I was at pickleball and there was an earthquake, 5.0 on the Richter scale, right around just after 5. I put on that community post. Guys, check this out, man. Look at this. So what you got here is this is Phil Volks, by the way. Shout out to what's it, Rod over at Amazing Philippines. The guy is just appreciate you, brother. He's the one who kind of introduced me to this and a lot of other kind of things around the Philippines. So anyways, here's what we got. Here's the earthquake that I'm talking about at 5:12 today at you know what, I'm gonna put my headphones on because that cat will distract the crap out of me. Agusan del Norte. I can't pronounce the city because it's a little bit different. But you can see here, this was a pretty good size earthquake, 5.1 on the Richter scale. And look at them all, guys, look at them all. There was like, whatever, a dozen or so. So incredible. I felt the 5.1, and then, yeah, a couple minutes after that, there was a 4.9. And then, yeah, there was more all throughout the evening there. And so this city where this happened is I think about an hour away from where I live. So a little bit close. Definitely something that I felt and experienced while I was playing some pickleball. But it was fun, man. I enjoyed it. The experience of kind of the earth shaking, and it messes with you. It really does mess with you. And the funny thing about it too was the fact that right after that, like within minutes, everyone's back to playing pickleball. It's just like, what the heck's going on, man? So yeah, that was pretty incredible, thing to kind of experience. Um, yeah, again, in what I did, which is really interesting. I didn't see anyone else do this. Right away, I go to put my motorcycle helmet on, and so yeah, that was wild. Another thing I want to end my notes here to talk about was the Cebu Motorcycle Expo. Yeah, that was all right, right? The video just came out last night. Funny, several of you guys said that Finn was there. I didn't, like in my video, right around the 10-minute mark. I didn't notice him when I was walking by. But yeah, looking back at it, that probably was him, and it looked like him. So yeah, that's unfortunate that I didn't get a chance to chat with him. A funny story about him and I and similarities. I didn't realize this, but we stayed in the exact same condo over at Rockwell. So I was shooting content, I was doing live streams and stuff like this from Rockwell, and people are like, I recognize that living room. And sure enough, come to find out, I talked to the owner, and he's like, yeah, dude, Finn was here during the pandemic. So anyways, it was kind of wild to see that. But the motorcycle expo was pretty cool. It was all right. Not a lot of bikes there, but it was fun. Made some connections. Chatted with some people. CF Moto had a nice booth. Royal Enfield had a nice booth. Guys, I didn't know anything about the Royal Enfield rally, the Himalayan rally. I'd never even heard of that bike. I don't know. I fell asleep a little bit on that. But yeah, no, so it was good expo overall. I enjoyed it. Let's see what else we got on. Oh, so one of the things that came out of that, though, and shout out to you, brother Jeff, because you kind of planted this seed, is when I was in Cebu that weekend, I went to the ioio Mall and whatever, just kind of wandered around there because I was in the business park, right? That's where the expo was and all that. And I happened on a travel expo, and I was just kind of wandering around, and basically what they have is they have all these booths with all these resorts and stuff like that. And I saw this one really nice resort. I can't remember the hell the name of it. But anyways, I started talking to him, and I was like, yeah, this place looks epic, man. I'd love to come check out your property. Maybe we can shoot some videos around it and things like that. So appreciate you, Jeff, because you actually, you made a comment about that. So who knows, right? What'll play out. I sent them an email. I got their business card, and I sent an email and pitched them like, look, let me stay there for 4 nights. I'll shoot the resort for you. And we'll see that. It looks freaking epic. It's over in Negros. It's on the western coast of Negros, which is honestly is a place I haven't really explored too much. So it'd be kind of fun to get over there, plus stay at a nice resort and shoot content. So yeah, man, for sure, Jeff. I appreciate that idea. And so with that came an idea for me regarding other stuff. Like it just planted this whole deal. Like, well, so what if I try to do that in like all throughout the Philippines, try to find some bigger resorts? So there is a travel expo coming up in Manila the first week of September. Perfect timing. So I'm going to head to Manila. I think it's the 3rd through the 6th I'm booked. Again, last minute trip. Well, a couple weeks now. But, cheap. I can't even remember my flight. I think it was like 6,000 pesos for my flight, that's $60, I think. My hotel, it just, guys, it's so inexpensive to travel here. Anyways, going to Manila, going to a travel expo there with the same idea is that between now and then, I'll kind of get my stuff together and pitch some of these nice resorts about, hey, let me shoot this content for you. Let me stay there. I can do this whole thing about it. I can actually give them the content after. Could do nice drones, right? It's just this whole deal. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that. And I think that's going to be super fun. Like I can, travel out and, and if I look at my travels and my expenses and stuff, whatever, the hotel is usually the most expensive stuff. Plus these resorts, like the resort in Negros, guys, it's like 13,000 pesos a night. Let me pull up my calculator. I think that's like $170 if I remember correctly. which isn't bad for like US prices. Yeah, 13,000 is 210 actually. So, I mean, that's not bad for like US prices and stuff like that, right? But that is really high for here. Usually my stays, guys, like the place I'm renting in Manila or staying at Manila, it's like 32 bucks a night, right? So that's kind of where I'm 2,000 pesos, like 30 bucks. So anyways, really excited about that. So there'll be the travel expo content coming up, as well as maybe some future travel stuff. Um, with whatever companies kind of or properties kind of bite on that. So another thing we got going on is 550 Performance again. You know what? Let's pull up their website really quick so I can show you guys a little bit about them. I'm really excited about this project as well. Kind of what we've got here, and let's see here, full screen, I guess. Hold on. You know what? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. So this is 550 Performance, and really excited about this project, working with them. Shout out to you, brother Maverick. And what they do is they've got these, like a lot of these kits for Honda and other manufacturer bikes. So they just really allow you to open up the bike and kind of, yeah. So you can see here they have an intake kit for the Honda NX500, which I'll be installing. Plus they've got an ECU tune that really significantly opens up the bike. Not only does it make it perform better, but it gives you a lot more performance and torque. And, kind of the NX500, could use that admittedly and in a lot of bikes. So shout out to 550 Performance. That project is back in the works and coming up to there. I'm really excited. Oh yeah, battery. I've got a battery collab too that's in the works. What's it? TY Cool, I think it is. It's a what do you call it? Lithium battery. It's here. I just got it the other day. I need to do a whole video shoot on that, unboxing, installation. I've never had. I've always had lead acid batteries, so this will be kind of cool. I've I know some of the benefits are like weight and things like that. I know that they may or may not be so good in colder climates, but that's not an issue here. So excited about that. And let's see a couple of other things. Okay, yeah, battery. Veronica, Nick's Now, guys, check her out, man. Just really cool girl. Let's go back to let's see here. Oh yeah, all right, yeah, there we go. So yeah, man, just a great girl. So yeah, there she is right there. Check her out, man. She's just really sharp, nice girl. She's trying to get back into school. It's like her dream is to be an attorney, be a lawyer, right? So she does all this debate stuff. That's actually kind of how we met. She was in town doing some debates at the local university. So just a shout out to her. I just really dig what she's up to. She's a sharp girl. Check out her YouTube channel. She's definitely in the beginning phases of it, but she's doing great, man. She is figuring it out like all of us are. So shout out to you, girl. And also to just kind of a heads up or whatever on that, because I know people were assuming stuff, but we're just friends, guys. We were just friends. She is a great girl. We had met and we both immediately were like, yeah, this is a friendship. So just kind of a thing on that. I won't jump into that too much because there were some things on my side, like everyone's like, oh yeah, I mean, even in like my area, which is so wild, like my neighborhood and my pickleball team, everyone thinks we were dating, but no, it's just like, hey, we're just friends. And then, when I was in Cebu and ran into some people, it's like, oh, how, what's up to your new girlfriend? And I was like, no, we're just friends, guys. And then she was getting stuff on her end with cousins and all that. And she's like, no, we're just friends. So I thought I would make an announcement, one, for Motor Channel, and two, just like, hey, we're just friends, guys. And so anyways, that's enough on that. What else do we got here really quick? Yeah, I think that is all of my notes. Yeah, excited about kind of what's coming up in the future. I'm really excited about this travel expo too in Manila. I think that's going to be fun. Kind of get out there and make some connections and just kind of see what I can kind of drum up as far as guys, can you imagine going to Negros and staying at like a really cool resort and then filming that, and then of course just travel around like I like to do. That'd be cool. That'd be a good fit, honestly, because then like I said, I can have like my my stay kind of covered. Stay in these. Normally, I don't stay in upper class resorts. That I just don't. One of the things about that I've noticed is when I was on Bohol, and when it was about the resort and not the destination, then you typically don't really get out and explore much because you're like, oh crap, I'm in this nice resort, So that's kind of been my deal. That's why I usually, as long as it's clean and okay, that's usually the direction I go. But this will be fun, I think. What's up? What's up, Nathan? How's it going, man? Yes. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, guys. Yes. It's a bluebird day, brother, man. Sun is shining, barbecue firing up. Yeah, every backyard. Yeah. See, the only thing missing is that Filipino love, right? Pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. I'm learning a lot. You know what? I just felt like the earth was shaking again. My gosh, man. I always feel like the earth is shaking. Being a single guy again, it's different. It's different when you're single versus when you're with somebody. It really is. And one of the things that stands out for me in that is that when you're single and exploring this country, people are much more prone to come up to you and talk to you and be like, hey, just because I think they're so curious. Yeah, man, the ground's shaking, man. The ground is shaking. People come up to you and they're like, they just want to know what's going on. Like, why are you by yourself? It's so foreign to them, right? That somebody would be by them, because families are always connected. They're like deer. You never just see one. you know? Holy crap, man. There's an earthquake going on right now. But yeah, Filipinos are a lot like deer. You never just see one. So when you're this one deer by itself, they're like, what's going on here? What's this guy doing? So being by yourself, traveling around the Philippines is a different experience. But it's good. And there's, I think, pros and cons to both. Having that partner around, having someone travel with you can make things a little bit easier. You're less susceptible to kind of scams and stuff like that. But also too, like I said, you don't get the like kind of the attention, if you will. I don't know if that's the right word, but you don't get the experience as you would be a solo traveler. What's up, Lowell? Yeah, God bless you too as well, brother. Hope all is well there. Yeah. When it's surgery, oh shoot. Yeah. Well, good luck with that, brother. Hopeful that goes well. Yeah, man. Yeah. Nothing going on here. Just motorcycle rides and pickleball. I guess you're not dead, and the building is still standing. You paid for the pickleball courts, so might as well get back at it, brother. That's kind of, I think, what they were thinking. Dude, it was so funny. Everyone. Because here's the thing too about the earthquakes for me. I'm just a little bit unsure where the safest place to be is, right? Because the natural instinct is to, I think, run outside. I don't necessarily know if that's the best place to be, because you got all the dang power lines and all that crap that's there. So yeah, I throw my helmet on and I try to look over my head to see if something comes down, what'll land. And I kind of got under, so I got near this kind of metal divider. So if stuff came down, I think that would kind of support some of that weight, as well as my helmet came on. And then of course grabbed my phone and put it in my pocket, right? So that was nearby. But yeah, dude, what an experience. Andrew, it says, I'm going to the Philippines for the first time in February for 3 weeks. Any recommendations for eSIM? And do I bring cash, or can I withdraw there from my Charles Schwab card? Yeah. So yeah, congratulations, man. Good for you. Yeah, hope the trip goes well. February 3rd, right? So yeah, you just missed Sinulog and Cebu. If you're going to Cebu, you didn't say where, so good. Yeah, great. So eSIM, I do not know any eSIM companies, but we should be able to look at that real quick and see if there's any recommendations. Let's see here, 1 second. Hey, I'm doing a live stream, and a gentleman here was asking about eSIMs for the Philippines. He's traveling here in February. Any recommendations for him for eSIMs that work well in the Philippines? All right, we'll take a look at that. Um, I would, so yes, you can use your Charles Schwab card, but I would also um, I think a combination of both, and then you can kind of convert that over. Um, Yeah, it's been a while since I've had to work with cash and that kind of deal. But yeah, Charles Schwab will get it, and then you don't have to worry about fees and stuff. You can use ATMs. ATMs are pretty abundant, and in the cities, ATMs are pretty abundant. Sometimes you can have issues with card, but it's always what I would do is keep your cash as a backup, and then just use your Charles Schwab card. It's kind of as I'm thinking about it. That way, you've kind of got cash, and then convert. You know, because you can't spend USD, so you having USD won't really help you out much. You'd want to convert some of that. I don't know how much you're bringing, but you'd want to convert some of that, and you can go to banks and stuff like that to convert. Um, yeah. So, but let's take a look at first recommendation would be Globe Traveler eSIM. And I use Globe. Globe is my provider for my phone. I don't have an eSIM. I actually have a physical SIM, but they're recommending Globe Travel eSIM. It's a real Philippine eSIM rather than a roaming travel eSIM. Right now, Globe offers 80 gigabyte for 30 days. It's unlimited local calls and texts for about 30 bucks. Yeah. So he can buy and install it before leaving home through the Globe One app. And I also have the Globe One app. And let's see here. I can show you what that app looks like here real quick. GLO. Oh, they must have changed it. Oh, wait. Hold on. I'm just going to pull up that app for you so you can see what it looks like. What the hell is it? Huh. Maybe oh yeah, it did change, didn't it? I didn't even freaking recognize the dang thing. Yeah, it's weird. It looks like it changed. It's got like this weird hand deal in there. Anyways, Globe One app, you could register before you go. All right, 30 bucks. Yeah, great question. Yeah, did I get everything else there? Yeah, eSIM, Charles Schwab. Yeah, good for you, brother. Excited for you. Enjoy it, right? Like really take your time, take the scenery in. Um, yeah, man, welcome. I just, what I'm present to is my first trip, right? And I went to Cebu and hung out there for a little bit, and then I went over to Bohol, which is great. I actually recommend that exact deal. You know, if you're here, Here's the thing, though. You don't want to do. You don't want to do the big American thing, which is we go here, 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 here. You know, you get yourself in a situation sometimes where it doesn't always go as planned. So what I would do is instead of doing that, I'll put these back in if the cat comes around or if noise gets distracting. Anyways, what I would do is spend some time in Cebu, spend a week, whatever, or if that's where you're going, I don't know, and just kind of adjust. Spend like 3 or 4 days adjusting to the time zone, and then go out to some of these island places and things like that. That I just love. And Bohol is great because you can really do some fun touristy stuff, which we're tourists, right? At that point. So you can get out, you can do the chocolate hills, you can do this whole tour thing that they do, and the butterflies and the snakes and the rivers, and right. It's fun. It gives you a day, and it's a great thing for a date. If you got somebody coming with you that maybe you just kind of met, it's fun for everybody. So yeah, brother, I'm excited for you. Good for you, man. Good for you. Good times. Yeah, cool to see some nice resorts. I'm with you. No, brother, I appreciate that idea. Because soon as I got to the Isla Mall and I started looking at these resorts and I started talking to this girl, she was the marketing manager for one of the really nice resorts, guys, really beautiful resort. And I started talking with her. I was like, hey, look, I run a YouTube channel. I do a lot of travel stuff. I like to showcase the property wherever it is that I'm staying, you know, would this be something you're interested in? So she's, yeah, here's my business card, send me an email. So, and then as soon as I was like that, well, that's exactly what Jeff was talking about, right? So, and then it clicked. And then I started, when I got back home, just whatever, yesterday, I mean, I've been home for a while, but yesterday, 2 days ago, I was like, well, what other travel expos are there, right? Because I just happened onto this small expo in Isle of Mall. I was like, well, whatever travel expos are there? And sure enough, there's a massive one coming up in a couple weeks in Manila. So it's like, what are flights? So booked the flight, got my hotel. So appreciate it, dude. Yeah, appreciate it. How do you get, how often do you get hurricanes and how do you prepare for them? Well, let's take a look, right? Because I want to show you again, Rod, Amazing Philippines, what he had showed me. You can go to windy.com was one. I started using Zoom too, Zoom Earth. I actually do have the premium version, but that's fine. You know what? Maybe let's try Zoom. Yeah. So you can get typhoons, as they're called over here, quite often actually. And Nathan, I don't remember where you're at in the world, where you live, but like in the United States, you know how they just come up there. Let's see if we can just pull that up really quick. So far away, eh? All right. So you see here in the United States, I take it this is where you're from, but you know how the storms, they come in and they run up typically they run up the coast of Florida here, or they kind of sneak their way in the Gulf and smash New Orleans, right? Smash the Panhandle. That's the typical kind of path for these hurricanes. Well, it's just like that in the Philippines. I was thinking maybe it's quicker to go this way. It's just like that in the Philippines. They come in, they typically run up the coast of the Philippines, right? That's typically how they go. So where I'm at is down south here. I'm usually out of that storm path. Not always, but you can see here, there's a little bit of a low pressure system that's right here. Luzon, on the other hand, and Samar and Leyte, and for the most part, they get hit a lot more. And then of course, what do you got? Taipei and Guam, they just get freaking hammered. So that's the kind of typical deal as far as the storm path. So I've, in a lot of ways, I've removed myself from that storm path being where I'm at, right? So that was kind of thing one, is pick a location where you're not in the storm path all the dang time, right? Like whatever. So, but how you prepare for it is you just watch. The nice thing about typhoons, hurricanes, whatever the heck, is they're slow moving storms. And for the most part, they're fairly predictable. Not always. Like the one that came through Cebu right before I moved here and smashed up Cebu, that was poorly forecasted, right? So, but for the most part, they're pretty predictable. So you can kind of see where they're at. It's not like a tornado that just kind of pops up, right? You can just kind of track them and then just kind of prepare. And for me, where I live, so we had a pretty significant system run through here, I mean, a year ago. And I feel like I'm actually in a good spot where I could just ride it out. Like it, by the time it gets to me, it's already going to go over land. It's going to go over the peninsula of northern Mindanao. So it's going to weaken. Anyways, my plan is right now, unless it's an absolute beast that comes over me, I'm probably just going to ride it out. The flooding isn't a deal where I've lived. There is flooding here in Butuan, but it ain't where I'm at. It's whatever, a couple miles away, closer to the river. So anyways, the main point is strategize. Be aware of what you want to do. Have your plan in place. But if big natural disasters do hit like me, Cebu is easy for me to get to. And there's an airport right here. So just like I'm talking about, I can hop on a plane. I can get to Manila. I can get to Cebu. I can get down to Davao if I need to. So that's kind of my plan, is if it really hit the fan, big storms and stuff like that, or earthquakes, I can just go to one. I can hop on my bike and go right down to Davao. I can pop over to CDO. I can just get out, right? And where I live is a pretty good spot for the natural disasters, other than we just had a big earthquake right around here. So So that's kind of my strategy around that. And then also too, like last night, so when the earthquakes were happening, I get my shit charged up, right? Like my phone's fully charged. I've got this fan light kind of charger deal, right? So it's a fan. It's also it's got a small LED light in there, plus it's a power bank. I charge that thing up, right? And it's also solar powered, so I can just set it outside and it can charge itself up, right? So I have one of those. It's small, whatever, but so I'll charge that up too. So I just you get prepared, you get ready. You know what I mean? For that kind of stuff. And I lived in Florida in whatever the hell, the 80s. So being around typhoon or hurricanes and that stuff isn't necessarily new to me. But yeah, stay away from timeshares. Yeah, I think I'm with you there, brother. I'll just do big resorts. Freaking ground is shaking. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and it could be my internet, brother. Because I was having an earthquake. The ground is shaking here. Let's see. Okay, I was gonna say, do I have Facebook going too? And yeah. When you started knuckle fiving, I knew y'all weren't dating. Yeah. Yeah, no, we were just friends right off the bat, which works for both of us. I just wasn't really kind of ready for that kind of stuff again, and she wasn't either. She really hasn't. I don't know how I want to say it. Well, she hasn't dated much, right? Like ever. So she's had boyfriend kind of deal but it's a very new deal for me. So honestly, that's a girl I turned into dad mode like that. I turned into dad. Like what the heck, you got to be careful, sweetie. You know what I mean? So I did, that was a girl that I turned into her dad. And that's happened to me a couple times where I get around these younger Filipinas who my son's older than her. So that was an example where I turned into dad mode with this girl. And she's a great girl, super sharp, right? And I just have a lot of kind of respect and admiration for. I think of her as almost like a daughter in a lot of ways. Good for you. Go to college, go back and get your civil engineering degree, and then she wants to go to law school. So just a sharp girl, really, excited for what she's got going on. And just a friend. So anyways, I've said enough on that, I think. Guys, it's weird. I know it's weird for me, right? It's weird. You get in these dynamics where it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Like there's a little bit of, even for me, there's a little bit of just like cringe. Yeah. The whole dating here is, it takes an adjustment. It's an adjustment. And that's the other part for me. I just think I'm just like, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go ride around, man. I'm just going to hop on my bike. I'm going to play my pickleball. I'm going to go run. I'm going to work out. And I'm not just going to even really kind of worry about the dating so much. I removed all my online profiles. I had Bumble, had whatever the other one was. I just got rid of them. I was just like, this is ridiculous. I'm just not. The thing is, I just lose my patience pretty quickly. And we've talked about that before. I'm not into the online dating experience. It's just, I lose interest like that. It's just, yeah, come on, man. You want to have, go have a cup of coffee somewhere or some lunch or something. Otherwise, I'm, not interested in sending these endless messages. And then you've got all this other crap that's there, like, like either scammers or they're just not, once they figure, it's interesting because I've noticed once they actually figure out I'm here in the Philippines and I'm in the same city that they're in, because you can isolate your search. I don't want to, find somebody who's 4 hours away from me, so I isolated my search to here in Butuan. And then almost all of them, as soon as they figured out I'm here, they're like, it's like they want somebody who's away so they can scam to get money and that, you know what I mean? It's just, I got better things to do. And, meeting people organically, I think is kind of where I'm at now. But hey, Troy, what's up, brother? Yeah, what's up, man? How's it going? Hope all's good there. Yeah, earth ain't shaking. You're just gassy. Parsley, true too. But I swear, man, this ground is moving a lot. It moves a lot. Like there is probably, no kidding, probably 2 times a week where I am looking and figuring out, is there an earthquake going on? Right. So yeah. Oh, my nose is bleeding there. Weird. Yeah. Squirrel. So anyways, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. The earth ain't shaking. I'm just gassing. Could be. Chris, could you do another video showing us the Philippines grocery store? Yeah, yeah. And I remember, Nathan, you actually had quite a bit of questions on the price of stuff, right? Yeah, no, that's something we could do again for sure. Yeah, and because admittedly too, my shopping has changed quite a bit from just having it be just me. You know, I don't, yeah, I go really small now. I go really light. Like I'll go to the grocery store like every couple of days, and pick stuff up. But yeah, no, I could do something like that. Yeah, you get up in Don Salvador and stay at the Forest Cabins. Yeah, oh my gosh, I love that place up there. Love it. Yeah, nothing flash, but a great spot. Yeah, great view. And brother, where I like to stay, I go all the way down to the very bottom down there and stay right on the whatever the opening there. I love that one. It doesn't have any AC or any of that, but I love that one. It is a mile down. It is a long hike, but that's exactly where I stay. I've stayed there a couple times now, and I absolutely dig it. I sit out on the porch, have my coffee, and I'm looking out over this beautiful area. Yeah, man. No, I'm a fan of that resort as well. I've stayed there a couple times now and dig it. Yeah, yeah. A bunch of aftershocks. They're nonstop, man. They are nonstop. Let's see if I can pull up that earthquake information. Yeah. Let's see if I can bring that over here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, man, they're just like nonstop though. I mean, it's wild. Oh yeah, check this out, guys. 9:30 this. Yeah, 7 o'clock. Yeah, it's right. So look at that. Look at that. There was one this morning, and that's me. That's me. So I'm not just crazy. Well, I'm crazy, but let's refresh this and see. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of activity. A lot of activity on this. Yeah, that's Augustin del Norte. That's me. Well, and here's the thing too. Look at this. So this is today, right? August 22nd. And this is the whatever. It's actually 7:38 a.m. right now. So 7:03. It's a little bit. They're a little bit delayed. To refresh that. See if I can. But look. Even so, look at all these. There we go. At 1:30 this morning. Look at all those though. That's just epic, man. What's that? 20, maybe good 20, 25 earthquakes in just the first 7 hours of the day in the Philippines. The earth's a shaking here, man. Yeah. Yeah. The earth is a shaking. And maybe even right now, it's wild. It messes with you. It messes with you. And granted, I think I'm getting a little more used to it now, but it jacks with you. Like you're just like, what the hell? Yeah, like right now. Yeah, things are good, Troy. Things are good, man. Yeah, things are good, man. Hope you guys are good up there. Yeah, get up. Yep. Oh yeah. Now you've posted on Facebook and on YouTube. Good. But no, I appreciate the post on Facebook because I was wondering if I was still streaming there. Yeah, nice. With this, I kind of like the StreamYard again. I'm actually getting used to it. So it's nice to be back. Here's what I like about it, though, is I could do that. I could pin the comments, man. Yeah, and the riding up and down Salvador, like the best. Like the best. Load it with $10. What are we talking about? We're talking about that eSIM or what? Yeah. You want to see some fine seafood dining at higher end resorts. Yeah, like chalking up some octopus, maybe sauteed sea cucumber. All right, man. I'm down. I'm down, man. I'll eat some. I'll eat what I actually. I don't really want blue. Maybe I'm not as adventurous as I think I am. But yeah, I could eat some seafood. I could eat some seafood. I could do that. My nose still bleeding. Yeah. Anyways, I'm down, man. Especially if it's free. Look, I don't mind spending money and that kind of deal, but when it comes to accommodations and places to stay, that's an area where I usually try to pull back a little bit, just because I don't. To me, I'm just sleeping there. You know, like if you go to Vegas, I would not stay at these really the Aria or whatever. I would stay at some cheaper places, right? Or whatever. Even just here, I would just because in that environment, like especially like Vegas, the experience is outside the hotel room, not necessarily inside the hotel room. And that's kind of the same thing I do here, unless the resort's the experience, right? And then one or the other. So yeah. Anyways, I'm with you. No, that'll be fun. That'll be fun, especially if I can get them to do it where I don't have to pay for that bill. That would be good. And usually, like I say, I usually stay around the $30 mark, and so it's clean and it works, and it's like the Hop in Cebu. Perfect example of that, right? The Hop is great. It's clean. It's super cheap. Great location. I got another place coming like that when I stay in Manila. That first time I'll be staying there. I'm excited about my trip to Manila too. I've been to Manila one other time, a while back, and come on up. I've been to Manila one other time a while back, but admittedly it's been a while, and I hadn't spent a lot of time there. So yeah, you're good. You're good. Anyways, so I'm excited about getting back to Manila and checking that out. It'll be a quick trip, just a weekend, a long weekend, but it'll be nice. I'll go. Come on, I'll go to the Mall of Asia and see that as well. So, anyways, you're in New Jersey, yeah. So you know the storms. Hey, relax. Yeah, you know the storms and how they work, right? You know that basically the coast of Florida and the Carolinas and stuff like that. So same here. They just ride up, they ride up the coast of the Philippines. Typically, not always, but typically there's a path that they take. So, hey Chris, sorry I missed you at the motorcycle expo. Yeah, brother, I ran into a couple of guys. There, and I guess Finn was there, right? I didn't even see that in my video. But I don't know if that was him or not. It was hard for me to see. It kind of looked like him, but yeah, no, yeah, brother. It was all right to be in Cebu again. Actually, I don't mind it. I don't mind it too much. Was there for a little bit, walked around, went to the mall, had lunch at Chili's. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yes, you crazy cat. You're crazy. You're crazy. Hey. Yes, you're crazy. All right. Yeah, man. Rena, good morning. Yes, good morning. Maayon buntag. Kumusta aka? Kumusta imo gabi? I hope you're Bisaya. Anyways. Yeah, how are you, sweetie? Hope all's good. Yeah. Chris, have you played your PlayStation recently? I remember you said you brought games with your system from the United States. I brought an Xbox. So when I was in my wheelchair recovering from my accident, I bought an Xbox right during the pandemic, which was hard to do. That was like impossible. What the hell is your problem? Huh? Oh my God, that cat is crazy. He's crazy. Anyways, I bought an Xbox during the pandemic, and I don't play a lot, but a little bit. I don't know, some of the games to me, yeah, I haven't just really found a good game. What were some of I like the Assassin's Creed stuff. That was always fun. And some of the Halo stuff, but I don't know if there's been any good games like that. Anyways, so there is a new Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think it was, or Pirates or something. I am playing that a little bit. But yeah, I played a little bit, not a ton. The hell are you doing in there? You know what? I got to put my headphones on again. It'll drive me crazy. All right. But yes, So I did bring my Xbox with me. I think Fable's coming out. That might be kind of fun. I think that's in February though. So, but yeah. All right. In less than 2 weeks, Christmas season starts. So true. Yeah. Yeah. Merry Christmas before I get to greet you in 4 months. Dude, it is so true, brother. It is so true. Yeah, in less than a couple weeks, Christmas will start here. You'll start hearing it in the malls. You'll start seeing decorations. Yeah, it's so true. September, yeah, August. It's wild, actually. Yeah, was it 4 years ago? 4 years ago, I did my scouting trip. Right now, right? That is crazy. You know, just in saying that, I've realized I have lived more in 4 years than I did in freaking 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. Wow. I have done more in 4 years than I've done in easily. Just so wild to me that it's only been 4 years. That is just crazy that I did my scouting trip. That's crazy, man. But you're right. Christmas in the Philippines coming up soon. Yeah. Hey, Chris. Yeah, thanks for the Moto Expo. Love those kinds of videos. You should plan to head to Manila next year. Yes, I will go to that. And so my understanding, yeah. My understanding was this was kind of the sister show. The first year Cebu had done this, and it was last minute, so I go. But that is, brother, that is on my calendar, and I will be going to that expo without a doubt. I've already got it marked up. I'll meet up with my buddy Richard and whoever else is out in Manila who wants to meet up. And again, I'm going to be at the Travel Expo coming up in a couple of weeks if anyone wants to meet. I don't have a ton of time because it's just for a long weekend, but I'm open. But brother, that is on my calendar. I can't wait to get out there for that. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Yeah, yep. I just missed it. When it came out this year. And so I was like, I'm going to hit that next year. Yep. If you can, it'd be cool to see how hectic the Manila airport is. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And how aggressive locals are to try to get your money. Yeah. Carefree streets in Manila. All right. Yeah, dude. You're right. Province guy goes to the big city. Yeah. No, and it's a good point. People are interested in that. I'm interested in that. Like, what's the airport like? Because I've kind of been in a little bit. No, appreciate that, brother. Again, you've got just really good kind of ideas and thoughts around that. So I appreciate that. Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. How much would the game system be if you buy it in the Philippines? Is it double the price? Ooh, I don't know. I do think they have them there. In general, electronics can be a little more expensive here than there, but let's take a look. Hey, I've got another question about PlayStation and Xbox costs here. Can you tell me how much the game systems cost here in the Philippines, like at maybe like an SM mall or an ioio mall, specifically the newest PlayStation and the newest Xbox? Thank you. Yeah, I think you're right, Nathan. Let's see if we can get some pricing on that and take a look. Yeah, just check the current price and these have gotten surprisingly expensive lately, especially for PlayStation after Sony's 2026 price increases. All right, so let's look at this. For someone, SM City, Butuan Mall, the PlayStation 5 Slim disc version is roughly 40 to 45,000 pesos. So let's convert that out. Let's go on the higher side and let's just say 45,000. So that's $730 US. The PlayStation 5 Pro 2 terabyte is 65,000. And 65, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you're looking at 1,000, like 1,050 bucks for the PlayStation 5 Pro. The Xbox Series X, 1 terabyte is 40,000. and that's like $650. So yeah, right. The Xbox Series S is, let's say, like 25,000. Oops. Yeah, so that's like $400. So yeah, that's the current pricing, like in the SM Mall around here. But yeah, you can also, I think, probably buy it online at like Shopee or Lazada. I think I have seen these in the malls. I don't know if I've seen Xbox, but I think I have seen PlayStation. Crap like that can be hard to find. It can be. It can be hard to find. I'm glad I shipped mine over. I don't, like I said, I don't really play it too much. Every now and then, I got hooked on one of the Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think it was. I got playing that for a couple months. That was fun. Um, yeah, but yeah, I just, a lot of the games I just don't. They just get, either they tweak me out too much, like they're too like shocky and scary, and then I can't sleep. uh, but it's fun, right? Like I do. I've been a gamer my whole life. I enjoy games, and and saying that and looking at it, games have not been as big a part of my life here since I've been in the Philippines. Right? That's interesting. I didn't notice that till right now. Like I do a lot more outdoor stuff than I do inside. Well, like here in Butuan, I do some inside stuff like Netflix and whatever. But yeah, but gaming in general hasn't been as a staple as it was back in the U.S. Yeah, really interesting actually. Well, hey, so if you're getting rid of the little fur ball, what's happening with your helpers? How are they working out? Yeah, Jeff, the helpers have been great, phenomenal, and just a really incredible learning experience all in all. Like the hiring, trying to hire someone, that Facebook ad, guys, is the way to do that kind of crap, man. If you're looking for helpers, if you're looking to sell stuff, like I sold my X4, my X4, I sold my Mini 3 Pro. Man, Facebook is really powerful here. I know people freaking hate it and stuff like that in North America, and I get it. I was never a big Facebook guy previously to moving to the Philippines. Well, what a tool here in this country. What an absolute tool. So yeah, posted that ad for the helper, got like 50 responses, and then spent like 2 weeks interviewing people and narrowing it down. Half the people didn't show up or reply or whatever. But yeah, so you want a big pool of candidates. And then I got it down to a handful of people, and I've got 2 really great helpers. And a lot of what I was looking for, though, admittedly, I was not looking for a young, hot college girl to come clean my apartment in a miniskirt. I know some of you might be disappointed by that, but I don't want trouble. I don't want drama in my life. So I avoided that. And so I've got 2 great girls. One is a college student. She's a nursing student. But just really sharp, really friendly, really sweet. And then another woman that I have, she's older. She's actually she's a digital artist who, since AI came out, isn't working as much as she'd like. So, anyways, she's great too. Really super friendly. Dig her. So she comes 3 days a week. The other girl comes 2 days a week when she can. She's admittedly busy with school and stuff like that. And it's inexpensive. It's whatever. They come for a couple hours, and it is what, 300 pesos. So just under $5. Yeah. Well, come on. Just under $5 for the day. For them to come by, and they come by and clean the house. So it's great. And then take care of the cat. And so what'll happen if when I travel to Manila is one of them will come by whatever day they come. So one comes 3 days a week, the other one comes 2 or when she can. So they'll just come by and feed the cat and take care of that. So this will kind of be the first trip the Cebu one was really my first trip, but it was over the weekend, so I didn't really need anything. This will be the first trip. Someone will come by when I'm not here, which whatever is fine. I've got neighbors and stuff too. I really live in this great community where people are really connected. The community is connected. So I'm not really worried about it too much. But yeah, they have worked out. And if I do adopt out the cat, they'll still come and kind of take care of the house while I'm here, right? Because they do just general stuff around the house, sweep them off the floors, obviously take care of the kitty box and all that kind of stuff that's around that. But they sweep them off the floors. They clean the kitchen out, do all the dishes, do some stuff outside, like if there's anything outside needed, like sweeping out there. So they just help out for a couple of hours, which is, I dig that. It's really great. So yeah, that's worked out really well. What was the last Call of Duty that you played, and what was your favorite map? Did I play? I might actually have the latest Call of Duty, and I can't remember. So the console games, to me, I played a lot of the Assassin's Creed stuff. I played the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. What's that? Far Cry. I like first-person shooters. I do. A Halo. I played a lot of Halo. But honestly, a lot of my gaming back in the day was World of Warcraft. Oh my gosh, I got so sucked into that game. I played that for years, and it was part of a raiding guild. All that. I got pretty serious on that. That was wild. So yeah, that's kind of been my gaming. I admittedly I haven't played a ton of Call of Duty. I haven't played a lot of like, what do you call PvP, that type of play. I did a little bit in World of Warcraft, but yeah, anyways, yeah, I haven't ton of Call of Duty. Lately, it's just been like Assassin's Creed and like Far Cry and those kind of games like those. So do I have any plans of doing Vietnam and doing some riding? Wow, I would love to. I don't have a plan to, but I would love to. Northern Vietnam, right? Like a lot of people are doing that. A lot of people are into that. It looks great. Looks epic. But yeah, I don't really have a plan to go there and do any kind of riding. Yeah, no, it'd be cool though. It'd be cool. I should get out. Just watching my cabinets just shake. I should get out and get to some other regions. I was kind of looking at that just recently, right? A lot of these vloggers are getting targeted for various reasons, some of it their own fault. But it is something that's on my mind, is I should have a plan B, right? Like I should really have a solid plan. I'm sorry, I'm just also looking at the earthquake map. If something happens here where I can't live here anymore, right, for whatever reason. So it would be smart of me to kind of get out and explore some of these other regions in Southeast Asia, either Vietnam, although Vietnam isn't really, my understanding, of probably a good long-term living just because of the visa stuff. I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't really explored it. But yes, so there is some thought over the next several months, maybe to try to get out and see some of these other areas, whether that be Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, or Malaysia. When I did this initial inquiry with AI, just kind of brainstorming it, as you've seen me kind of do a couple times here, as far as what happens if it hits the fan here, right? And actually, Malaysia was high on the list. I can't remember. There's some cities near Kuala Lumpur that were highly recommended for me based on kind of like how I like to live. A little more remote, not so big city, but also motorcycling. So Malaysia was high on that list. So yeah, so admittedly there would be some trips to take, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Northern Vietnam riding, absolutely, brother. I'd be down for that in a heartbeat. There's a lot of here, right? There's a lot of riding here yet to do, I feel. And especially if I get up and do some of these resorts that I can kind of go and travel and stay at, and then ride over to them, like the one in Negros. Shoot, man, that could be a month where that could take me out, right? 4 or 5 days there on the shoot, a week to get there, another week to kind of travel around Negros a little bit, and then a week to get back. If you're going to be sticking around town for a two, would you think about a housemaid and maybe a little cooking in the kitchen? Yeah, this is a PG channel. Yeah. Jeff, I actually thought about a live-in, because I have this is a 3-bedroom house, right? I thought about a live-in. I don't, first of all, I don't really need it. Like I keep the house pretty clean myself. Like there's not a dirty dish in the sink, right? Just because you have to with bugs and crap like that. You really have to stay on top of keeping crap clean. So I thought about a live-in. I just don't really need it at this stage. Now, down the road, yeah, maybe, right? Plus, honestly, I like walking around in my underwear, and the last thing I want is a 20-year-old college student and me walking around in my underwear. That's probably not the best of ideas. you know just so yeah, I don't want to live in, not right now. I like my own time, I like my privacy, I like what's there. And but admittedly, I love the help. Like these two girls that are helping me out, I dig it. I really dig it. And they're great. They're sweet. It's perfect, right? We've got this mutual trust too. They trust me, I trust them. So it's good. And I'm really, feel lucky about kind of that whole deal, how it's played out. But yeah, from live-ins right now, I don't think I'm quite ready for that. But we'll see. Hey Joy, how are you? Yeah, my buntag. Almost 5 p.m. and taking my motorcycle text next week. Yeah, kind of miss excited and nervous. Oh, good for you, sweetie. Yeah, good for you. Super excited. Tell the boys I say hey. Tell James and the boys I say hi. Hope you guys are doing good. And yeah, you taking your exam? Yep, that's great. Well, that's perfect. And that's the way to do it, guys. This is the way to do it if you're looking to come over here, right? These guys are on their way over, and that's the way to do it. Go get your endorsement there in the US, and then when you get here, you can just transfer that over, and then you don't have to kind of go through either a fixer to kind of get your motorcycle endorsement or go through some type of crazy training to get your motorcycle endorsement. Have all that stuff handled before you get over here, because you do need to ride a scooter, right? Like in the US, whatever, anything below 150 cc, I think it is, or whatever the cc requirement is, you actually don't need a motorcycle license. But here you do. If you need a motorcycle license for operating a vehicle. So, but yeah, good for you, Joey. Congratulations. I hope that works out for you. Good luck. And you could always retake it. I'm sure you're going to be fine, but in the case that you're not, you could always retake it. So yeah, it's definitely not one time and you're done. So, but yeah, yeah. Living life. Yeah. Hey, Chris, just checking in a bit late. Yeah, no worries, man. What about just an hour into it? So usually now it just kind of gets rolling. Just kind of gets rolling now. Let's see here. I'm just kind of looking through. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot here with StreamYard that I haven't really experimented with. It's kind of cool. Anyways, yeah, I'm digging this software. I need to kind of experiment a little more. You were a dungeon master. I used to play D&D also too. Yep. We rocked the shit. Tried WoW, and it just looked lame. Yeah, dude. The thing about WoW, when I played it, what year was that? I can't even remember when that was. Mid 2000s, 2000. For what it was at its time, it was pretty epic, man. Whatever. I can't remember the player base. 22 million or something like that, or I don't even remember what the player base was. Massive. Right? And it was social, it was fun, it was game, right? I actually really enjoyed it. A lot of it though, like that first year of playing it, maybe 6 months or so, like there's a big learning curve, massive. There's a lot to that game. So I think I struggled with it initially, but once I kind of got, in with a group and that kind of deal, in with a raiding guild, and kind of found my character and found my spot, I actually really enjoyed that game. I had a blast with it. But it's just it can be a little bit unhealthy, and where you're at your desk for hours, you're sitting, you're not going out, you're not doing anything. My understanding of the game though is it's changed a little bit where they've set it up where it's you don't really need to kind of have that type of play style in order to be successful in the game. So, but I haven't. I thought I actually bought the latest expansion, whenever that was, maybe 4 months ago or so. But I was like, I don't want to get back. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. I know this path, right? And I get sucked up in there. And let's get out in the gym. Let's get working out. Let's go running. Let's um, pickleball. Let's get social stuff going in my life. That's the better direction for me. So, but yeah, it was fun in its time. Malaysia, I'm gonna get my arse there, country. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I can't remember. There were some spots near Kuala Lumpur that was suggested for me to check out, like a living. So yeah, I need to get out. The other thing that's always been there for me is like medical tourism, um, but the medical side of it's also been too, like I really want to figure out the Philippines medical. Like I need to make this work. This is home. Why would I travel to KL to kind of go through full blood work and all that crap when I need to figure out how to do that here? Because this is home, right? So there's just kind of a little bit of that kind of dynamic here too, where it's like, yeah, I can fly to KL, yeah, I can fly to Bangkok and do all that stuff, but is that really something I kind of want to start doing, or do I want to like figure out how to do that here? So, and admittedly, I'm due. Actually, I'm well due. It's been a year. I think September is when I did my last blood work, and everything came back fine. Like I didn't have any issues, but I think my latest suggestions were every 6 months to get that stuff done, not once a year. So, and whatever, it was like a couple $100. I think whatever, $300-400 to do it at this high lab, Precision High Lab, I think it was called, here, and it did a full, everything. Uh, so I'm due to go back. Let's see. Did you get your riding jerseys from Shopee Lazada, or they from the US? Also, which ones do you recommend for riding in the hot weather, ventilated or UV? I got all the riding jerseys that I wear. I got here, and I got at a store called Fox. And well, not all of them, but most of the ones that you see, dude, they're super high quality, but they're also kind of expensive. I can't remember how much, was like 6,000-7,000 pesos. Yeah, it was, yeah, like $100. They were expensive. But I went to this store called Fox and got them. I did buy a jersey at the expo when I was there, but the quality just isn't the same. Yeah, and I believe mine are UV and ventilated, so they're a little bit of combination of both. Which, is that possible? Because the sun would come through the whole shit. I don't know. But I think the one that I have, the cheaper one that I bought, is just ventilated and not UV rated. But yeah, I bought some nice Fox ones, and they're dude, I dig those. I think I've got 4 of those now, maybe a 5 counting the new one I just bought. But I got really 4 premium quality jerseys. Yeah, that would be something. I think anything like that, anything that you want really premium, that is hard to find here. So bring that with you, like motorcycle boots and whatever, right? Like really premium, like anything that's expensive, you ain't gonna find here, because no Filipino's gonna really buy it, or hardly any, right? So like your Tech 7 freaking motocross boots that I had that I wish I brought here, yeah, I can't find those, I don't think, anywhere here. Maybe online somewhere, but so anyway, yeah, no more. I can go to a dozen motorcycle stores and none of them will carry those boots, because they're whatever, $600, $700, $800 boots, right? You got the cheap, with the boots I have, which are ADD Forma, I think they are, which, whatever. It's not really a good off-road boot, but it's better than wearing slippers, right? So yeah. Let's see, you and your buddy Zumba. Yeah, man, get out and do some Zumba. I've actually thought about doing that. That looks like so much fun. And what a great way to meet people. Let's get out there and do Zumba. You don't see any dudes out there doing it. Or if you do, they're, whatever. Yeah, Zumba looks like a good time, man. Zumba looks like a good time. I'm planning to do the Mihai Song Loop or the Nana Loop in Chiang Mai before I get to the Philippines in December, dude. I'd love to hear about that. Yeah, I would, man. I would love to. I would love to get up there and do all that stuff. I would, man. I'd love to get up and do northern Chiang Mai and ride up there. I'd love to do Vietnam, the loop up there. I need to get out and ride it. I haven't rode here. I haven't rode my own backyard. I have yet to get to Bukit Nun, right up the street from me. I haven't got there yet. I haven't got to Bukit Nun. I haven't got to Camiguin. I haven't got to Siargao or Dinagat. There's all these places I want to ride, right? The whole reason, you know what? Let's pull up the map because I think this is kind of funny. Let's see here. Where's that at? Is that there? Yeah, okay, cool. The whole reason why I moved, not the whole reason, but one of the main reasons why I moved to Butuan, right, is for me to explore. I'm showing this, right? Yeah, okay, good. For me to explore this region. So Butuan is here. One of my thoughts was being here because I had lived in Leyte, right? And I had explored a lot of Leyte, and then I ran up to Samar. So I explored a lot of this region when I lived here in Palampon, right? And I lived in Cebu, and I explored a lot of Cebu when I lived in that region. Now I was like, you know what? Let me be in Butuan, and I can explore this north. I can explore this whole eastern part of this Mindanao region. I haven't done any of that yet. I want to get over to Camiguin. I actually got some things working on Camiguin where I should be over there relatively soon. I want to get here to Bukit Nun and hit the Malaybalay City and Valencia and all that. I want to ride. I want to get up to Dinagat. I want to ride and explore Dinagat. And yeah, I want to get out to Siargao. Siargao's got a big surf competition coming up late October, early November. Maybe I can get out to that. Kind of now that I've got the cat thing situated where I can travel. See, that's been a lot of part of it too, is I've got this freaking like an idiot. I've adopted a dang cat, right? This cat showed up on my doorstep, half dead. I got a cat. I'm trying to actually adopt him. I got a Facebook post trying to adopt a cat. Maybe I start offering money. Who will take him? But I actually think with the pet sitters and stuff like that, I could do trips and things. So anyways, yes, would I love to do Vietnam and Thailand and all that? Yeah. And there's so much for me to do right here in my own backyard that I haven't even done yet. That I'm excited to do, and real soon. I think Camiguin's going to happen sooner versus later, as well as Bukit Nun. Those two should be relatively soon. Now that I kind of have the cat thing handled. So, but I'm with you, brother. I'd love to get out, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on those trips. I really would. I really would. Am I in Butuan, and how much is my rent? Yes, I'm in Butuan. I've been here a year, just over a year now. My rent is, what is it? 12,000 pesos, which is 194 US dollars. What's the peso? Did that change? Anyways, my rent is 12,000 pesos a month, so 195 US dollars. Yeah, and guys, that's a deal, right? That's a deal. Yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to find anything. I mean, you have to dig for stuff like this. You really do. My neighbor buddy he's got a bigger unit. It's a 2-story kind of deal. He's going to be paying close to 30 for his, all said and done. They got him in cheap, but they're going to raise the price on him. So, but yeah, so you can get stuff pretty inexpensive. Your more expensive areas are going to be like when you get in the bigger cities. When you get BGC, Makati, Cebu, even Davao, you're looking at those prices are going to go up a little bit. I would think around 30,000 is a good budget for a place in Cebu City, which is like $480 for like a 1-bedroom. But you can find deals for sure. But prices are going up a little bit. But yeah, I'm here in Butuan, and that's my rent. Again, Facebook Marketplace is the place to kind of look at stuff. Do storage centers exist in the Philippines, or is that only a Western thing? In the U.S., I believe they say there's like 50,000 to 60,000 storage units in the United States. Yes, there are storage units, Nathan, but there's one actually in Cebu. I found this one because I actually had to use it too because I was in a studio. I found one in the bottom of Horizon. What's that? Horizon 401 or 101? Rod used to stay there too, I think, right off of like Mango Avenue or General Maximus Avenue, I think it is actually called. But yes, there are storage students. Dig around Facebook, see if you can find some, or dig around AI, see if you can find some. But they do exist and they're super cheap. I rented a locker, whatever, the size of a bathroom or a closet. I can't remember. It was like maybe $100 for the year. Yeah, super cheap. And they do have them. You just gotta dig a little bit. You gotta find stuff. Crap, that's a theme as you're coming here. Crap is hard to find. Because it's not how we would traditionally find it, like through a website or stuff like that. It's like through Facebook. Thankfully, AI is a great tool for that, right? Like you can, like I dictate, hey, like I was going to Manila, right, for this big expo, and I'm like, hey, going to this expo, and what are some places I should stay, and it recommends stuff. So similarly with you could use that strategy for finding your storage. Hey, I'm going to be in this town. Can you recommend any storage facilities that might be nearby? And then go out to them on Facebook and reach out them. So, guys, AI is a big travel companion tool that you want to start using. I was sitting with this gentleman over at the Pit Stop Cafe, right? Cafe here in town. Decent. They got good wings, good buffalo style wings. And this gentleman, somewhat new to the Philippines, retired, older gentleman, retired military vet. And, he kind of shared with me a little bit how he's kind of struggling to adapt and just trying to find some new things to do out here. And so, so he and I just within seconds, I brought up my phone and said, hey, I'm here with this gentleman. These were some of his hobbies in the US. What would you think are some things that he could do here in the Philippines that would translate over? Like he was a woodworker and all kinds of crap. And anyways, so his eyes just kind of lit right up, right? He's like, wow, I didn't know you could use it that way. And, as far as like AI. And so he went home kind of all excited. I'm going to download, whatever. And so, yeah, I just really invite you guys, if you're not already deep diving into kind of AI as your tool, that companion to figure crap out, start. It is so helpful in any kind of thing that you're researching or wanting to learn about. So yeah, anyways, yeah, definitely would recommend that. Would you consider yourself a minimalist? I myself live simple and all my possessions can fit into 6 boxes. Yes and no, Nathan. I think the Xbox and PlayStation disqualify us both. Yeah, I don't. I mean, look, if you can travel around in a suitcase, you're probably a minimalist. If we need to ship 4 or 5 boxes, maybe we're not, right? And admittedly, I started accumulating stuff here, like tools and things like that. So I don't necessarily see myself as that. I do see myself as a tech geek who likes toys and drones and technology. And, so yeah, I don't, but if you can travel around with a suitcase and have nothing else but a suitcase, I would say, you fit maybe that bill. But if you, like for me, I need a truck now to get out of here. But I don't plan on moving here. This is base for me. In my storage room, that whole middle room, it is like bursting, with all my gear and crap like that I have, and tire balancers that I haven't even used, and you know what I mean? Tools and stuff like that. I got a mower now. I got trimmers to cut bougainvilleas and bushes and, but whatever, teach their own, right? Teach their own as far as what they want to do. I like the fact that I've got a house, I've got landscaping, I got stuff I can do. Stuff mowing the grass is, I can, enjoy that kind of stuff. So I don't know, call me crazy, right? I didn't get enough of that as a teenage boy, but I do, I enjoy it. But yeah, Yeah, no worries, Joy. Yeah, good luck to you. Yeah, tell the boys and everyone I say hey. Hope all is well. Yes, good morning. Mayong buntag, magandang umaga, mayong aga. My gosh, there's so many different dialects here. I think so. That was just so you. That was Cebuano, and then Tagalog, and then Ilonggo, or yeah, Ilonggo, I think it is. Yes. Good morning. ¿Cómo está acá? Chris, I went down for 2 days. I went down 2 days ago and bought the new brown ADV 160. I'm not really happy with it. I'm not really happy with the feel and ride. I'm guessing I'm used to a real bike, but I'm looking at the 500 Rebel. Interesting. You don't like the 160? Okay. Yeah. I dug that little bike. I like it for just around town. It's funny because I got my eye on the ADV 350 actually. Shout out to you, brother Bob. I met up with him. He came by here in Butuan on his way off to other spots, and he's got the 350. I just love this. I love the fact that the storage, it's just like a station wagon. You know, you go to the grocery store in it and you could tour on it. You know, yeah, that bike might show up in my garage here soon. We'll see. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if by end of this time this year I actually have one, but we'll see. Yeah, but it's hit or miss, and I get it, man. Riding scooters is an adjustment, especially if you're coming from, leader bikes and so on. It's an adjustment. It really is. But as far as and depending on where you live in the Philippines, it might not be the right tool for the job. It might not be for city travel, though. For everyday, for like island living, it does work well, man. It does work well. But yeah, for interstates, bigger roads at faster speeds, it might not be a good fit. But Mary Rose rode that dang thing all over the Philippines. She and I ride to up hills. Now, granted, are you revving the piss out of it going uphill and with two up? Yeah, you are, but it did it, and it was fine. And honestly, it was able to accelerate. I went up. Yeah, sorry, Earth is shaking again. But I went up the Trans Central Highway on that little scooter with two up. It just depends, right? But I get you. It's an adjustment, brother. Yeah, the Rebel 500 for sure, great bike. Great bike. You can get that bike here. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they also got the Hornet 500, right? A little more of a naked bike. I worry a little bit about the forward pegs, especially if you're looking to ride any kind of distance. Like you might struggle a little bit with seat comfort. I did see the thing about me with cruisers is I struggled a little bit with all that weight on my tailbone. I prefer a naked bike or a standard bike, just purely riding position, or like an ADV bike for like touring. But yeah, no, I hear you, brother. Yeah, I hope that works out, man. Hope that works out. Good morning from Northern Luzon. Yeah, good morning, Christopher. ¿Cómo está? How's it going, brother? Yeah, I hope you're good. Travel to KL for bids every once in a while. Every once in a while, sheds new light on different Southeast Asian countries. Yeah, it makes memories, keeps fresh, and remember, carefree. Yeah, jump on a plane and surprise us and yourself. Good point, brother. Brother, I just appreciate your insights a lot on stuff, and it is. And here's the thing that I go back to too. It's important for me to kind of explore my options. Damn, that's moving, man. I was just seeing if you could see that move in the background. Shit's moving. Anyways, it's important for me to explore my options here. It really is. Damn, that is just freaking moving, man. Let's take a look at where are we at here? It is. Yeah, KL would be great. I agree, man. Yeah, just looking 748. Yeah, this Phil Volk's website doesn't update as quick as, like, it's not instant. But yeah, there was one at 703, 2.5. Yeah, man, we're there's some pretty good activity going on right around here. Seismic. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Jeff. And it's smart. One of the strategies that I've heard other people talk about, and people that might be wise for me to do, is get out like every 6 months or every 5.5 months. Once you hit that 6 month mark, you have to do a exit interview and all that stuff. So maybe it makes sense to kind of get out before, like, fly. If you really like, some of me is like, I'm really kind of exposed as a YouTuber and whatever. I get a little paranoid sometimes, especially if I watch these guys get deported. And there's a lot of there's a lot of YouTuber hate too, right? Like creator hate. If you look at across the channels and stuff like that, there's just, you paint a target on yourself. So anyways, short story long, I feel like it's important for me to kind of explore stuff. The YouTube stuff for me has also been a recent inquiry, is like was having this conversation with AI about, do I want to do it anymore? And that's kind of what I promoted that post too, about keeping the channel open, like keeping our voice alive, right? Because admittedly, there's been a little bit of stuff, because it's not really profitable. I don't really make money doing the channel. I mean, whatever. I'm starting to, like, admittedly this year, I'm starting to cover my costs. And there's been some months where it's paid $1,000 US, right? But I had maybe 2 months where it paid that. For the most part, this channel makes around 400 or 500, which is the cost of the channel. You look at the laptops, the cameras, the drones that I buy, the microphones, this crap costs money, and you don't have to go at it like I do. And you can shoot everything with your phone like guys do. And I don't do it that way. I like gear and gadgets. So you can say, you know what I'm saying? You get my point in that. Like, of course, if you did it cheap, it wouldn't cost you so much. I get that. But the truth is it cost me what it cost me. And but the point being also too in that is that the channel really isn't profitable. And is the juice worth the squeeze? But I do like it. I like it. And admittedly, like, I like it to keep me engaged mentally. But it is, for me also too, admittedly, it's a great social avenue. Like, I'm not I'm not an extrovert, and I'm not really an introvert. But this is a good social avenue for me. It really is. So I get a lot of benefit outside of making money, or otherwise I wouldn't do it, right? But it's good mentally engagement. It's good socially engagement. I feel like I make good connections and that kind of deal. But there's also a cost of it too, right? Like, your relationships they can be really exposed. Mary Rose was getting hit by men and women. Exes would go at her with whatever kind of info. You know what I mean? It's just, you put yourself in a spotlight, and it makes relationships a little difficult, admittedly, especially if you put your girl out there. But whatever. That's also, like, I don't like, people are going to be people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to. I don't want to hide a girl from my channel because I think she'll be tempted. No, if she's tempted, she's tempted. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But YouTube can be a little bit of a negative at times, but also a lot of great things. Yeah, if you're thinking about coming over and doing a channel, just think it through. Yeah, think it through. Here's my thought about that right now. Like, if I go back to when I started my channel, what was that, March? Whenever the hell I shot my first video from Selenia Mall there, or Selenia condo. Yeah, whatever. A couple months into my journey. Like, I didn't start right away, right? Like, I got my shit set up. I got my condo and all that. I really focused on that first before I started doing YouTube. But if I go back to that moment, knowing what I know now, would I start it? I don't know, right? I don't know if I would. Or would I just kind of ride off and be quiet and live my life? Yeah, they're really interesting. Yes, the Zumba. Oh yeah, the Roomba, the vacuum. Brother, I haven't used that as much. I haven't used it really at all. That's one thing, actually, I wish I would have just kept there. Or got rid of. Yeah, it's sitting in my storage. I haven't really used that gadget at all. Now my air fryer, that thing is rock star, man. That thing is rock star. Yeah, you work in Walmart store for many years, many year. Everything in the store. I shop easy for me. The same store at work. Yeah, Joy. I wish there was a Walmart here, a Walmart and a Target. Some of those white those exercise shirts that I have, man, I brought those with me, and they still lasting, right? Just good quality clothing and gear that's just cheap and inexpensive. I wish there was a Walmart here or a Target. One of those or both. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, good for you, Joy. Nice to see you. Does Butuan have any recommended neighborhood areas that are easier for expat newbies? Well, Butuan is a small enough town where you could just be anywhere. So the area that I'm in is Libertad. Whatever. It's near the airport. It's on the, what is that? The western side of town. It's all right. Like, look, I would stay away from. Let's go ahead. Let's bring this up here. I would stay away from. Yeah. I would stay away from the river. See this river kind of running through here? Am I sharing that right? Yeah. So I would stay away from the river. You're flooding there. Also, too, this area here, which I'm assuming is SM Mall, because that's where the only place where traffic is. I would stay away from this area too. The SM. It's conveniently close to the mall, but yeah, it's just heavy. It gets flooded here, man. So I'm out here in Libertad. It's great. I dig it. Another place that people like to go to is over here. I'm too far out to see the city, I think. But yeah, this is another area that people like to be in. There's a lot of housing out here. But the problem with that is that you got to freaking cross over these bridges every day to come in and out of town, which this is a big traffic choke point. So yeah, brother, really anywhere in town's good. Here's what I would say, no matter where you're coming to in the Philippines, is that, oops, I didn't want to do that. Hold on. There we go. Here's what I would say about no matter where you're coming to the Philippines is just get an Airbnb for a month. Come here, get an Airbnb for a month. I shot a bunch of videos from a bunch of different Airbnbs when I first came here, right? Get an Airbnb, especially if you're coming from outside the country and you're whatever. But if you're coming from Cebu or whatever, anyways, it just depends on your experience level and that kind of deal, or maybe a week. But get an Airbnb and then use that time to, you're going to want to get on the ground. You're going to want to ride around. In Butuan, you're going to need transportation, right? So you're going to want to get around, travel around, get to know the areas, get to know the neighborhood, talk to people. I would go over in Butuan, I would go over to the pit stop and sat and chat with the owner. Hey, brother, where would you live? Right? Like if you were me, and then I just drove. I drove all over these neighborhoods. I used Facebook Marketplace. Eventually I got hooked up with a real estate agent, and then boom. And that actually is what's happened to me multiple times now. Especially when you look at some of these bigger cities like Cebu, and that is you get hooked up with these real estate agents who ultimately find you a place. And that's another dynamic too. It's not the best of ones because then you're paying this person and this person and this person. Everyone's got their hands in their fees, and you know what I mean? But that's what I would do, brother. If you're coming to any city in the Philippines, get in an Airbnb. And the nice thing about that too is you've got internet, you've got all this stuff that's included in your stay that you don't. Trying to come to, I think I spent a month here in Butuan trying to find a place. And I spent a good couple weeks in Cebu trying to find a. Cebu is easy. There's so many dang places in Cebu. In Cebu, you just freaking, like I was saying, what I would do in Cebu is I would rent an Airbnb at the Selenia Hotel there, right across the street from Ayala Mall. Rent an Airbnb there, and then every day go downstairs and check with the guards, and you will find a place like that. The Selenia's got 5 towers, hundreds of units in each tower. It's a fabulous place to start. So the Cebu City is easy like that. And then you could use that time to just kind of explore. outside of some of these bigger cities, it becomes a challenge. Crap, when we were living in Leyte, man, there ain't crap for housing there. It's hard. Even Airbnbs, there's not a lot of Airbnbs there. So, but with that, what we did is my Filipino was there, right? Mary Rose lived there. So she spent time finding a place and then found a place. So she found it. And then, she went around and looked at a place, but that took months, right? And she was there doing it. So yeah, a couple different strategies there, depending on where you're looking to go, as well as who's living where. Hold on, let me check out the Phil Volks here as far. Wait, is that? Can't you refresh? 654, 817. Yeah, there was another earthquake in Agusan del Norte, 1.0. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. Yeah, another one at 703. Yeah, dude, it's wild. Welcome to the Philippines. Got it. Yeah, no worries. Take care there, Nathan. Bro, do a review on your buddy's ADV 350. Absolutely. Well, there's a good chance there might be a one in this guy's garage here soon. So, but after talking with him, so he owns both. Shout out to you, brother Bob. Appreciate you, Bren. He owns both. He owns the 150 and the 350. So he's been here, the same as me, actually. I think he got here about the same time. So he immediately bought the 160, and he's rode in the U.S., retired attorney, I believe. So anyways, he's done a lot of riding in the U.S., came over here, bought the 160. The 350 wasn't available then. The 350 just became available, whatever, in the last year or so here in the Philippines. So he bought the 160. He's got it modded out, shocks, seat. What else the hell did he do? Oh, he did the internals, the gearing, really modded out 160. And he loves it. He's traveled all over. And then he bought the 350, and he's like, Chris, the 350 is a better bike in many ways, especially for us guys coming over here. Better suspension, better brakes, more acceleration, just an all-around better bike. And I really appreciated his input on that, because I've always wondered if the one. So what he does say, though, he says, Chris, the 160 is still it is the city king and the traffic king, because it is lighter, a little bit smaller. You get in these situations where you're parking, like whatever, 7-Eleven or wherever, where it's just, dude, it's tiny. You don't have a lot of room, especially if you're in the bigger cities. Something that you can move around real simple. It's why I don't really ride my NX around. I know it's 500cc. Most of us are thinking that bike is tiny. Well, here it's monstrous. It's just a behemoth beast, especially when you compare it to the 160 and others like my small dual sport. You really want things that are lighter weight that you can move around, and especially in these more rural populated areas where, you might be parking with 30 other scooters. You know what I'm saying? So he says in that dynamic, the 160 is the better bike, but everywhere else, the storage, the touring, the brakes, the acceleration, the suspension, the 350 is a better bike. So yeah, really cool to kind of get his take on that. And I can't wait to know for myself, because I'll probably have one. I love the scooter. I gave Mary Rose the 160, so she's got the scooter, and I miss that. Now, admittedly, I'm having fun on my dual sport. Like, I'm riding my dual sport all over town now too. I love that. I don't ride my NX though as nearly as much around town. I do love my dual sport. I love, because I can hop curbs, I can get up over sidewalks and stuff, which is sometimes handy, especially when the parking is where that's handy, right? In both that 160 versus 350 scenario and my dual sport scenario, like getting up around parking stuff, hopping on curbs and getting up on the sidewalk where maybe there's a little more shade. Dual sport's nice on that. Or if somebody's got you blocked in, I've been in a situation where I'm hopping up over curbs because somebody's got me blocked in. I can just freaking give it a little gas and, get my dual sport out of there easily. So yeah, man. Yeah. But I might have a 350 here at some point too here. The 160 just feels strange. I felt that on the Click. I felt like a dang polar bear on a tricycle, right? The circus image kind of that I'm trying to paint. That's how I felt. So yeah, I guess if you're a really big dude, so I'm 5'10". Actually, I'm less than 100 kilos now. think I'm 90 something kilos. I've lost 10 kilos. I don't know what that is in pounds. I think just under, yeah, I can't remember now. Anyways, but yeah, if you're a big dude, I would bet the ADV just feels strange. And you might feel more comfortable on the 350. Brother, see if you, I know test riding is almost impossible in this. It's impossible anywhere, but definitely hard here. But you can sometimes find where you can do a little bit of a test ride and get on it. Yeah. Vulcan 650. Dude, that was my first motorcycle ever. The Vulcan 650. Yeah, good bike. Dude, I had that bike souped up, man. I had a Two Brothers exhaust on there, plus I had a Power Commander. Highly recommend it if you don't already have a Power Commander. It opens that bike up a lot, right? It really does. But the thing about the Vulcan 650 that where I talk about the Rebel is the forward controls, the forward foot pegs. And dude, after 45 minutes on that bike, my tailbone was screaming. And I went and got a custom seat. So it's just that riding position for me is fun. Like I enjoyed it. And that bike, I love that Vulcan 650. Just a fun bike, man. Fun bike to ride. I just got tired on it quick. But yeah, man, I know the bike for sure. Good bike. I sat on a 300, 500 without Rebel Honda motorcycle. Yeah. You just don't like it as big for me. Yeah. I love the Honda Grom. Yeah. Good for you. You know, Joy, the thing about motorcycle riding is pick the bike that you love, right? Doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter. Just pick the bike that you love. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I love all two wheels, right? Like there's some bikes that I wouldn't admittedly want for myself, but doesn't make them bad bikes, you know? So yeah, pick the bike that works for you. You might also like the Honda Hornet 500, you know, with the E-clutch, or another bike, or the ADV 160 or the 350. You know, those scooters are great, man, especially when you guys move here and you want to get around the shops and the stores and markets, especially if you're going to be on that west coast of Cebu there. I don't want to say the city in case we're sensitive to that. If you're going to live in your house over there, having a little 160 around that town and the scooters there, that's a great bike for that. And the Grom too. The nice thing about the 160 is you've got storage, right? So if you go to the markets and stuff, so yeah, good for you. Hope the test goes well. Yeah, time is money. I know, right? Yeah, my time has changed quite a bit here. I've slowed down tremendously. Hey, Chris, it's Woody. Yeah, trying to get to the. Oh no shit, Lake Erie. Woody, I know you? Did we go to high school or middle school together? I see something about Lake Erie. Oh crap. I'm trying to get to the Philippines, the 10 days, 11 days in 2027. Thinking Baguio, potential Iloilo. Thanks much. 10 to 11 days should focus on a trip, 1 to 2 places. Absolutely. Yeah, brother, we went to freaking middle school together, didn't we? What a trip. What a trip. Yeah. So yeah, you got the right mindset, brother. Take your time. Don't try to do the American thing where you go boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Baguio is great. You know, go up there and hang out. It's hard to get to both of those places, but you should be able to swing that. You should be able to fly down from Manila down to Iloilo too. Yeah, Iloilo looks great too. Great little town. A little bit of a weird dynamic there, but whatever. You know, you can get there, especially if I don't know if you're into cycling at all, but you got a bike paths and walking and cycling around. But yeah, man, the mountains in Baguio, cool. My understanding, I have not been to Baguio yet. There could be some traffic up there though that you hit. You can maybe a little bit of traffic in there, but yeah, gorgeous mountain scene, beautiful up there. Good for you, brother, man. Good for you. Hope life has been good for you, man. Yeah, so cool, man. Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? Just blown away. I don't even want a Facebook there. Let's see. I don't even want Facebook there when I go live. Uh, when you go to live, yeah, not to live, to maintain. No, Heath, I hear you, man. And admittedly, in North America, there is this resentment and resisting towards Facebook, and I get it. It's just not the way it is here. And you don't. There's a bird outside. You don't necessarily need it. It's. Damn, that shit's shaking again, man. You might be able to see some stuff. Anyways, yeah, you might not need it, right? Especially if you got a girl or whatever. That is the nice thing about having a Filipina is you can, if you really, really, really want to disconnect, having your girl kind of manage and handle all that, whatever, if it's finding stuff or, you can do that. You can do that. I hear you, brother. For me, being a single guy and that, I kind of need it. So yeah. What kind of cam am I using to track me? So this is the DJI Osmo. I don't have the latest gen. This Osmo 2 or 3, whatever. They just came out with one not too long ago. It's actually a phenomenal vlogging camera, guys. I don't use it just because my signature camera is I thought I had it here, but I don't. My signature camera is my, do I have it? Yeah, I don't. Is the 360 camera. And I know I'm an idiot. I should probably switch it. People get freaked out with a 360 camera. I thought I had it sitting right here. Anyways, I shoot with an Insta360 camera, and I like it. It is a little bit of an acquired taste, I understand. But this DJI Pocket camera is the bomb, dude. And here's the kit. If you're looking to get into blogging, which whatever, right? I would get this kit. It's the creator kit. Comes with a microphone. Nice little case. Camera's great. And then it's got all kinds of features. So I use it as my webcam. And it's got tracking on it. So, which is nice when if you're out blogging. So yeah, and I use this also for my Patreon posts because they're just quick run and gun. For the guys that are hammering out videos like daily or whatever, this camera is rock star. It's so good because it works well. I just like the 360 stuff. I like how unique it is. I like the content. Yeah, I'm just a fan of what I can create from that. But admittedly, and I don't really carry this camera with me because I can't carry 4 or 5 cameras, right? I just don't have the room. So I don't use it that much. So what I do use mostly is I use my phone, and I use my X5. And what I like about using my phone is for B-roll and stuff is it syncs right up, right? Like I'm pretty much all set with the Apple ecosystem computer and all that. So everything just syncs up. And then I just edit on my X5. So yeah, that's the camera that I have there is the DJI Osmo. Dude, and I'm a fan of DJI. Their mics, I've got their mics. They have their drones. It's good. Yeah, thanks for your insights with the ground rumbling over there. I owe you a cold beverage upon arrival. Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, Phil Volks is a valuable tool in that. However, though, Phil Volks can, if there's remember that big earthquake that hit national news? I think it was a couple months back in General Santos, a big old 7.8 or however big that was, 8.1. Phil Volks was down then. So, which is unfortunate because when it really hits the fan, you would like for that site to be up, but unfortunately it was down. Although right now it's not, yeah, it's still, I'm just seeing if there's anything new. Yeah, nothing new as of, that came, 8/17. Looks like, I don't know if that's updating or not. Let me see if I can find earthquake information. Yeah, it looks like they might be updating it, but yeah, no, a big fan of Phil Volks. Yeah. How did you find Find and negotiate your condo in Cebu, specifically the lease length. I find it risky to commit to a 1-year lease. Roaches, noise, where landlords are willing to do month-to-month leases. They are typically not, especially if you go with a broker or real estate agent, because they want their commission. And the longer you lease from them, the more commission they get. So you're really going to be in a battle for 6 months, and most of them are going to be a year. So it's a challenge. But what you could do, brother, is you could get in an Airbnb and stay in there. And then at least that'll answer the question of whether or not this is a good net, like Cebu, right? Rent out an Airbnb in Selenia and see if you like it there. And then if you like it there, just boom, all that's answered. And then you could do hopefully maybe a 6-month lease. I did a year, and whatever, it was fine. Like, I liked it. 6 months happened fast. Like, I cannot believe, guys, that it's only been 4 years. I feel like I've lived a lifetime here, just because there's so much crap going on. I'm just doing and living much more than I did. And maybe others don't have that experience, but I definitely do. So I wouldn't have wanted a 6-month lease, not that first time in Selenia. Now, admittedly, after that first year, I probably should have got out of Cebu and been out of other cities, but whatever. But yeah, are they impossible to find? No, but given the avenue, given probably how you're going to find stuff, because there's going to be a broker involved, yes, they can be, they're going to want you in there long term. And they want to rent to us. They know we're going to pay. They know we got money, right? And you know, that kind of deal. So so they want us as renters. But yeah, month to month might be hard. Now where I'm at now is what I had. I did have a year lease, but now that's expired. And you know, we both know each other. I know the owner. He knows me. He knows I want to stay here for years. So we're just like, yeah, we're good. You know, I'll send you money every month, right? And he's a good kid. You know, he's traveling around. He's, what do you call, a Marine? So he travels on boat, and he's heading to China, I think, on a boat right now. So good kid. And so anyways, so yeah, I've got a really good setup, and I had a dig to find this, right? So, but once you get into Cebu, just plant your butt in an Airbnb, experiment with a neighborhood, and that. Cebu's easy, man. There are so many places in Cebu. So many places in Cebu. You might be able to negotiate some of these things that you're looking for. But the best bet is to get in Cebu, like Selenia, for example, get in there and then go down to the guard desks at the bottom and check with them. Say, hey, what are some numbers of some owners? See if you can get directly with the owner, not any kind of agent. And then, because then you're going to save yourself some money. Get in with the owners, get some numbers, and then find a place. And then you could do that for any of those places. So let's say you don't like Selenia for whatever reason, right? You can go over to, like the gentleman before, 38 Plaza or whatever, the live stream, a couple back. Walk over there, do the same thing. Walk into the front desk. Hey, can you give me some numbers of owners with available units? And then you can freaking, contact them. Cebu was freaking silly easy to find a place, just because there's so many, and there's so many condos going up. It's such a surplus right now. And they're only going more and more. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. 6'3", 225. Yeah. No, you're right, brother. I'm shorter and a little bit lighter. I'm 5'10" and 220. So yeah. No, you're right, brother. Yeah, and you might be like that polar bear on a tricycle, right? Yeah, NX 500 with the E-clutch. Dude, great bike. I like my NX. I do. And you'll be fine. Just some of the city stuff, and you might want to look at the ADV 350 or get both. Get both. I'm probably going to have both. And use the ADV 350 to go get groceries and crap like that, because you can't beat it, man. It's a station wagon. You can't beat a station wagon for going around town and doing crap like that. You can't beat that, man. And then, I don't know, man. Yeah. But if you're looking at one bike, Yeah, maybe the 350 or the NX with the e-clutch. If you really want a motorcycle, absolutely. The NX with the e-clutch, you don't have that built-in storage. And to me, that's a game changer when you're talking about everyday living, right? But yeah, good for you. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Get them both, man. Just get them both. And then sell one if you want. See, it's like shoes, it's like golf. You can't play golf with one freaking golf club, you know? You need more than one pair of shoes. You can't run your 5K in your freaking slippers, you know? Oh, too funny. Yeah. You need 3 clubs in that golf bag, man. Isn't there? I don't really play. I know Jeff plays golf. I don't really play golf. But what's that game where you've got like a driver and an iron and a putter, right? That's what you need here, man. You need your driver, you need your Honda NX500, you need your iron, which is your ADV 350, and you need your putter, which is your dual sport. Those 3 bikes, you can do it all. And honestly, with that ADV 350, you probably just need your dual sport and your ADV. And that your dual sport and your ADV. And that ADV will take over. It'll be your sport tour. It'll be your everyday bike around town. But if you want to do some like off-road stuff, maybe even that Suzuki DRZ, that bike looks really good too. Or the CRF 300 Rally. Yeah, man. Yeah, really fun. That might be my garage down the road. The ADV 350 and the DRZ. Good stuff, gentlemen. Yeah, Suzuki Intruder. Yeah, all right. That's a big cruiser, right? A big cruiser. I think I know the bike. Yeah. A 5.7. All right. Yeah, ADV 160. Mary Rose was 5 foot nothing and rode that little ADV, and she loves that bike. She loves that bike. She can do it. Little Filipina can ride that bike. She's proof, and she cruises around town now. She's a Cebu darting all around there. Shout out to you, girl. I know you don't watch, but hope you're good. Hope you're good. Yeah. Yeah. 5.7. Yeah, dude, little ADV 160 is fun, man. You'll be fun. The seat is actually surprisingly wide on that bike. And I don't flat foot it. I'm 5'10". So the seat's just kind of wide in the way you sit on it. But it's a great bike. I'm a fan. From Queens, New York. Let's cut to the chase. How many good-looking women do you see in Cebu? Dude, there's guys. If you like petite, dark-haired women with like olive skin or darker skin, whatever, you are in. It's unlimited. There's so many beautiful women in that category. Now, if you like tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed women, this is the wrong country. But if you are into petite, brunette women, which honestly I am, that has been my dating style like my whole life. You are in for a country full of women that are potentially, dating. And then the other really incredible thing about that is that they're very interested in us, like very interested. It's a little bit shocking at first to me, coming from a guy who is, I wouldn't say unwanted. I didn't do bad in the dating in the United States, but it's not like here, where, I just sit in a 7-Eleven and, there's eyeballs and a lot of that's just innocent stuff, but some of it's not, right? I look like a dang porn star, whatever, Jonna. I'm here in this country. I am a rich, wealthy porn star guy, right? That's how they look at. That's how. I know it's a little bit of exaggeration, but we're related to that way versus our home country where this peon nothing. You're hung down to your knee and you're you're a millionaire or a billionaire, right? Some of us are millionaires, but whatever. We're billionaires. You know, we've got the money of Elon Musk, and we're an NBA basketball player. If you get what I mean. Yeah, it's so funny. So I was recently, I saw this. Do I really want to say this? Yeah, sure. Why not? I saw this Philippines condom, and immediately I was like, yeah, no wonder why the women want to date us. This condom, guys. I opened it up, and it was, yeah. So on a serious note, you probably want to bring your own condoms. I mean, this condom was tiny. It was, it fit over my thumb. Okay. I was like, what? Oh, too funny. Sorry for the PG-13 moment there, but yeah. Anyways, need a short seat for the yeah. They don't make a short seat for the ADV, but yeah, I was actually surprised how how kind of wide, and because it's not like it's tall, but I don't flat foot that bike. Yeah, yeah. Have you ventured up to Denagit Island? No. And yeah, dude, Denagit is big on my list. It's big on my list. That's why I moved here, is to go to Denagit, to go to Camiguin, to go to Bukitnon. It's there, brother. It is there. And now that I've kind of got things situated with my cat, I am ready. And I got a trip coming up here in I think less than 2 weeks to Manila, to kind of do some more travel stuff. And maybe what I could do is scout out one of these nice resorts in the Nugget and pitch them a video series and try to get over there sooner versus later. So some of this stuff that I'm going to be doing will be dependent on what I can find out at this travel expo. Because my idea is to pitch some of these resorts saying, hey, let me shoot some content, and then you just give me a free place to stay. And then they can own all the footage too. Like, I can give them all the raw files. I can do the drone shots, all that crap, and as well as shoot a video for them, and they can keep the footage. So, anyways, coming. I know, right? I've been saying that for months now, but admittedly, since February, I've been stuck here with this cat, and now, as of the past really month. And so I hired somebody, and I just kind of wanted to work with them to see how it was and kind of build that relationship with them. And I have a relationship now where I can get on the road. So that stuff's coming. Stuff is coming. The other thing that's coming in that area was I was maybe looking to get to Siargao in late October, potentially for the big international surf contest, right? That's going to be going on there coming up in late October, early November. I don't know though. It's not really my scene, the super touristy like General Luna stuff. But yeah. Anyways, I usually bring a copy of Wall Street Journal with me and sit at the Starbucks there. Yep, never fails meeting girls. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No, it's really friendly. Yeah, great golf analogy with the motorcycles. You need three clubs in that bag, man. Scott, Philippines Adventures. I'm 5'6", 200 pounds, and more than a power. Brother, I'm with you. I think one of my was around 220. Anyways, I found it okay for me, but the gentleman there at 6'3", 230 might be pushing it, especially if he's going 2 up. But I'm with you. I actually never found the ADV to be a problem. Now, on steep ascents, am I pinning that throttle? Yeah, but it was accelerating. It's not like I was rolling backwards down the hill, and with Mary Rose on the back. But, whatever. She's freaking 90 something pounds, right? But the combined weight of this was well over 300 pounds, So yeah, I'm with you. I never found the ADV to be a problem. If anything, I just love that bike. Yeah, I really do. I miss having it around. And I was on the fence what if I would buy that again or the 350. But after talking to my brother Bob, I would. I'm going to go for the 350 without a doubt. Yeah, I'll do the 350, no question. better all-around bike, according to what he was sharing. Suspension, brakes, acceleration, of course. So yeah, yep. Oh, hey, sweetie, ¿cómo está acá? ¿Cómo está Imo Edlao? Hope you're good there. I went to Monty with my wife, yeah, and on board through the hills there. Never had an issue. Yeah, dude, I'm with you. I felt like the ADV was a great bike, and honestly, I felt like it was the perfect scooter until the 350 came around. Now the 350 has me thinking that might be, but admittedly, what I have on there is not firsthand experience. So I can't wait to experience it myself. I can't wait to really see it, get on it, and take a look and see firsthand. But I agree. I had not had an issue with that bike, and feel like the other thing that's really critical about that bike that I've talked about before, that I think is worth mentioning again, is just how easy it is to live with that bike, right? Like that ADV 160, I can go right down the street and get tires, I can get brakes, I can get a service, I can get oil, all that crap. I can't do that on either one of my other bikes here. You know, that's what's so kind of key too about that NX 500. They're trying to find somebody in this town, which is a good sized town. I have not found anybody. Just changing my tires on those bikes is getting them balanced impossible. Nobody's got a tire balancer. Versus like the ADV, I can, all that stuff is so serviceable. It's just because it's what's here, right? Yeah. Yes, Mayang buntag, and good morning to all on the other side of the world. Yes, Mayang buntag ate. ¿Cómo está? How are you? What's up? Yeah, no, welcome. Appreciate the Filipinas being here, man. I'm actually, so I'm making more and more friends here in the Philippines. So it doesn't surprise me that more and more Filipinas are showing up here. Yes, what's up? Filipina loves. Love it. Good for you, sweetie. Hope all's good. That's exactly why I got mine, because I knew parts and service would be ready to be available everywhere. And admittedly, Scott, that was the mistake I made with the NX, or the kind of the misthinking or that I had with that. I was like, oh, it's a Honda. There's Honda dealerships everywhere. I can get it worked on. Well, the only place I can get the Honda NX worked on is at another Honda NX big bike shop, which is, I mean, crap, there's not many in this entire country. You got in Davao, you've got one in CDO, you got them in the bigger cities, right? But I don't have one in Butuan. You know, there's maybe two of those shops in the entire Mindanao island, right? There's one in Cebu, I think. There's one in Manila, or a couple in Manila maybe, but they're not, my point is they're not everywhere. Unlike the scooter shops, the Honda scooter shops and all those shit, there's 4 of those here in Butuan, and I could take my scooter to any one of those, or any one of these dozen mechanic shops that align all around the road too, that we could go to. So if I wanted to go, you know, kind of like when you like your car in the US, right? You can have your buddy mechanic, the really good mechanic shop. You can take your car there, which most of us do. Most of us don't go to the dealership unless if it's warranty or whatever, right? Same kind of deal here. And that's what opens you up to the ADV, is you can go to the dealership if you wanted to, or you can go to one of these many service shops that are all over, right? Just like that car experience. That's what you get with the ADV 160. You go anywhere and everywhere and get that dang bike worked on, just like the car. NX 500, dude, I had nobody here, right? Yeah, really good point. I rode the 160 for a couple weeks over there. It was more than enough leg room and needed room towards the back of the seat. Yeah, man. Most of the people, I think it's a good fit for. Now, there are some people that it's not, but that's like everything in life, right? That's like everything in life. You know, we don't if you know, some things fit people differently. So, but yeah, some people that works well for, and other folks, it's just like, you know what, I need something a little different. Yep. Yeah, you're from Mindanao? All right, yeah, I just saw your last video. Stop by to say hey. Yeah, sweetie, I live in Butuan. Yeah. No, thanks for coming by. I appreciate that. I post both. You maybe have seen some of my stuff on Facebook. I've just recently started posting content on Facebook. And yeah, once after the live, I'll see if you've got content there as well. Yeah, said more directly, I'll stalk you after the live. Joking, but not, right? But anyways, welcome to the chat. See, guys, that's why I'm single, right? That's exactly why. Anyway, sweetie, yeah, welcome to the live stream. It's mostly motorcycle talk, life talk in the Philippines, and everyday life and stuff like that. But appreciate you being here. Yeah, I was actually sitting up on the passenger part. Okay, the time around Sikihor. Yeah, dude, you need more room. Yeah, you need more room. It'd be interesting to see if the 350 actually handles that for you. Yeah. I have two in Pinal. Great bike. Oh, you have a couple of mechanics or two bikes? Yeah, great bike shops in Davao. Yeah, see, that's what's nice about Davao and Cebu and Manila. Some of these bigger cities like that, where you actually can get anything and everything you want. You can get, your shops, all that stuff. Butuan has a lot of it, but just not that level. So thankfully, with the bikes that I have, there's not really, they're basically ride bikes. You just get on and ride them. And I'm actually due for an oil change here, which I'll do the oil change. I've got filters and all that crap to do the oil change. But yeah, that's the nice thing about those bikes. You could pretty much, just hit the service intervals and you're good. And then, what I'll do is I'll maybe cruise over to Cebu or cruise down to the Davao and get tires or brakes, have them do maybe I'll do my own brakes this time because I think it's it's super easy to do brakes. So I'll probably do my own brakes, but tires and stuff, I'll just ride down there and get them. I'm actually doing a lot of stuff here on my own now because I have to, which has been good. Yeah. Yep. ADV is very customizable too. Yep, you're right. There's a lot of aftermarket here for that bike, just like any other bike that's extremely popular in a particular region. The ADV does have a lot of aftermarket. You can get top boxes, you can get suspension upgrades like we talked about. There's a lot. Yeah, and right away, probably what I'll do if I get to 350 is I'll do that rear suspension that my buddy was talking about. So yeah, sweetie, you too. Yeah, take care there. And actually, guys, I think I'm going to bounce off too. I've been at it for just over 2 hours. So I think with that, I will bounce out of the out of the live stream. I need to get some breakfast and check out what's going on. So really appreciate everyone watching. Check out the Patreon page if you're not already. Bunch of free stuff up there. Check out the website. I've got my ferry guide that's out there. And we'll catch you on the next one. Emping, ioio. Be that good wolf. See you guys.